Harley and Ivy agreed to let Lincoln, Luna, and Lily stay with them till the court date appears on Sunday. The schools allowed them on the day for the rest of the day off to rest their minds, as they would be back by tomorrow. Luna is helping Ivy getting Lily to rest, and Harley was just waiting for the phone for information on Lucy, and Lincoln is watching Impractical Jokers episode where Joe Gatto dressed up as Captain Fatbelly. Attention everyone, we are not Staten Island, so you all can suck it, Joe Gatto said on TV. Lincoln laughed at the show. Just then Lincoln's phone rang, and Lincoln answers it and hears a familiar female voice. Hey Lincoln. Oh, Jordan, why are you calling me? Lincoln asked. Because I saw everything that happened on the news. I hope you're okay, Jordan said. Yeah, I'm just a bit shaken up, but I'm all good. I can't believe that they would try to do that to you. I wish I could have helped more, Jordan said, feeling sad. You did all you could do to get rid of those bullies who've been picking on me, Lincoln stated. Well, that's true. How's Lucy doing? We're still waiting at the hospital to call when she wakes up. Then we can talk to her. Well, that's good. And what's up with those weird-skinned women and that guy in the bat suit? Well, the guy in the bat suit is a superhero named Batman who protects a town called Gotham City, and two women were former villains of his. They were villains? Jordan gasped. Don't worry, they're not villains anymore. They moved to Royal Woods to start a new life, actually, and they helped me, Luna, and Lily, so we can trust them. Oh, well, if you can trust them, then I can too. When will you come back to school tomorrow? We gotta get a lot of questions. Yeah, I know, but I can handle it, Lincoln said. Okay, well, I gotta go. See you tomorrow, Lincoln, Jordan said. See you tomorrow, Jordan. Then, one more thing. You don't have to keep calling me girl, Jordan. Just Jordan will do. Lincoln blushes. Okay, then, Jordan. Jordan then hung up, and Lincoln was brushing out that he didn't know that someone behind him was listening to the phone call. Well, that was an interesting phone call. Lincoln jumped and saw Harley standing right behind him. With a smile on her face, Harley then sat down next to Lincoln. So, who's this girl, Jordan? Harley asked. Well, Lincoln looked at Harley. Jordan is a girl I knew in class, and we call her Girl Jordan because there's another Jordan that is a boy, and we call him Boy Jordan and Girl Jordan. Harley smiled. Well, is she a good friend of yours? Yeah, a really good friend of mine, Lincoln answered. Well, then she's more than a friend to you. Harley then sees Lincoln blushes. Well, she is more than a friend to you. Harley then sees Lincoln blushes and smirks. Oh, someone is blushing, Harley teased. That made Lincoln blush even more. Okay, maybe I do have a crush on her. Lincoln then looked down. But everyone thinks I'm with Ronnie Ann. Harley then looked at Lincoln. Ronnie Ann? Who's Ronnie Ann? Harley asked. I remember when I said that Lori was dating a guy named Bobby. Harley then nodded. Well, Ronnie Ann is his little sister, and everyone thinks I have a thing for her, Lincoln explained. Wow, Harley asked. She used to put sloppy joes down my pants and calls me names and puts garbage in my locker and the constant punches on the shoulder, Lincoln explained. Harley then looked at Lincoln with wide eye. How did that make everyone think that you had a thing for her because you explained that it sounds like she was bullying you? Harley asked. Lincoln sighed. It's because of Lori. She always wants me and Ronnie Ann to be together when she threatened to go on a double date with her. Harley then shook her head. Well, she can't decide who you love, trust me. I know if you want to be with Jordan, then wait for the right moment and tell her how you feel, Harley advised. Lincoln thought for a moment and then nodded his head and smiled. Yeah, you're right. I'll tell her when the time comes. Thanks, Harley. Harley then ruffled Lincoln's hair. No problem, kiddo. On to be able to note them, Ivy and Luna were listening in on them, and Ivy was holding Lily. Smiled to see Harley give Lincoln an advice. Then just a knock came from the door. As Harley went to answer it, she was then not happy to see who it was. That was the woman that Harley and Ivy went into searching for the house, Selena Williams. Hello, my name is Selena Williams, and I'm going door to door ask people to send their kids to military school to make them prepare for the... Selena stopped when she saw she was talking to Harley and got angry. Oh, it's you again. Harley then tried to play nice. Hey, look, sorry for the soda thing. You were being a tramp. Selena then rolled her eyes as she saw Lincoln and Luna behind Harley. Why are those two not in school? It's Tuesday and they should be in school, Selena asked. Luna then answers, look, lady, me and my bro have been through a lot right now, and the school says it's okay to have the day off. Yeah, besides, they're going back to school tomorrow, Ivy said. Well, I don't care. Kids should be in school no matter what. I demand that you send these kids to school immediately, Selena demanded. Then Lincoln got mad. The reason why we're not in school today is because my little sister is in the hospital, badly hurt. Selena then scoffed. Well, that's what she gets for not being in school, not supporting the president. Ivy then had enough. Okay, that is it. You go away. We don't give a crap about what you have to say. Now get away from our home or we'll call the cops on your sorry ass, Ivy threatened. Selena then rolled her eyes and then took her leave when Harley slammed the door. That lady is nothing more than a Karen, Harley stated. Luna then spoke. She's been that way ever since she came here last month. She's so annoying. Yeah, let's just hope we never see her again, Lincoln said. Everyone then agrees, and then the phone rings, and then Harley picks up. Hello? Yes, this is her. Wait, really? Oh, okay. We'll be there shortly. Harley then hung up and then looked at everyone. She's awake. Lincoln and Luna then looked at each other, with hope as they all went to the hospital. At the Great Lake City Hospital, we see a girl in a purple hoodie walking up to her family's apartment. And what is her name? Ronnie Ann Santiago. When she walked in, she said, Hey, I'm home. So what did... Ronnie Ann stopped in mid-sentence when she saw her older brother, Bobby, crying his eyes out. Bobby? What happened? Are you okay? Ronnie Ann then asked worriedly. Then she walks in. But Bobby couldn't answer. He just continues to cry and cry some more. Then she heard him mumble, Lori, why did you do that? Ronnie Ann was confused by that, and she thought of hanging up on him and went to her room to her best friend, Sid Chang came. Ronnie Ann then saw her and smiled. Hey, Sid. But before Ronnie Ann could finish her sentence, Sid hugged her. Everything is going to be okay, Ronnie Ann. Just hang in there, Sid comforted Ronnie Ann. Ronnie Ann looked more confused. Sid, what are you talking about? First Bobby and now this? What the hell is going on with everyone? Sid then looked at Ronnie Ann in shock. You don't know. It's all over social media and you might want to know. Ronnie Ann then looked at her phone and she saw the Louds were being arrested and Lucy being held in an ambulance. She didn't see Lincoln, Luna, Lenny, or Lily either. Ronnie Ann was shocked. Did they try to kill them? Ronnie Ann thought worriedly as she looked at Sid, who looked worried. Then Ronnie Ann got determined. We have to go to Royal Woods and save them. We are not giving up on the Louds, Ronnie Ann said. At the Royal Woods Hospital, Ivy, Lincoln, Harley, and Luna were invited to the Royal Woods Hospital. When they arrived there, Lily was in Luna's arms, and they see Detective Maris and Stoneheart talking to Dr. Stone about Lucy's condition. Harley went up to Dr. Stone. Doctor, how is she doing? Harley asked. Dr. Stone looked at Harley and sighed. Well, she's awake, and we have some doctors keeping an eye on her so she won't hurt herself, but she won't talk about what happened. Harley and Ivy looked at each other with concerns, and then they looked back at the doctor. Is it okay if we go in and check on her? We might be able to help, Ivy asked. Dr. Stone nodded his head, and they went to the room where Lucy is in, with detectives following behind. And then when they walked in the room, they saw Lucy, covered in bandages, looking depressed. But when she saw Harley, Ivy, Lincoln, and Luna walk in, she didn't say anything. Harley walked up to Lucy. Hey there, kid. We just came here to see how you're doing, Harley asked, but Lucy didn't say anything. Ivy tried to talk to her. Listen, kid, we know what happened back there. We want to know what happened. We're all concerned about you. But Lucy still didn't say anything. Lincoln then walked up to Lucy and sat beside her. Lucy, look at me. And Lucy just didn't listen. Lucy, we're worried about you. You tried to summon a demon, but that was very dangerous. Why did you do that? Lucy started to cry, which surprised everyone. I'm sorry. I didn't want to go to a mental hospital, Lucy sobbed. Lincoln then hugged Lucy while she was crying. Then she started to calm her down. Lincoln then looked at her. Lucy, we're not gonna send you to a mental hospital. We're all just worried about you, so tell us, why did you do that? Lucy wiped her tears and then looked at everyone and decided to confess. I did it to save you from that suit. Lincoln and Luna with Harley and Ivy looked in shock. What? You mean Lucy change? Luna asked. But of course Lucy looked at Luna. Lincoln has always had bad with my back. But then I wanted to do this. I wanted you out of that cursed suit. But I couldn't because Mom threatened me to put you in a mental hospital if I helped him. So your mom threatened you to not help him? That tramp! Harley yelled. Then Lucy continues. I didn't know what to do. I went to the Young Morticians Club and told them, and our leadership, Bartholomew, told me that a demon could help me with it, but it could kill me. Ivy walked up to Lucy. So this Young Morticians Club that you told said a demon could help Lincoln? Ivy asked. Lucy nodded. I didn't want to do it at first, but I was so desperate and had no other choice. My family stopped caring about me and called me a freak because of my eyes. Lucy then started to cry again. I'm sorry, Lincoln. I'm so sorry. Lincoln then hugged Lucy. I'll forgive you, Lucy. I forgive you. Then Luna joined in the hug. Then Lily crawled up to Lucy. Widow Wolves Woosey, Lily babbled with and hugged Lucy. Harley and Ivy smiled at the cute saying and then looked at the detectives. We need to speak with you two outside of the room, Ivy said. The detectives nodded and went outside of the room. We tried talking to her, but she wouldn't talk to us, Detective Sandy said. Harley then spoke. Well, Lincoln got her to speak, so apparently some other goth kids told her to do that ritual. Whoever this Young Morticians Club jerks are, they should be put in jail, Harley demanded. Then just another goth kid ran up to them, and it was someone Lucy knew. Excuse me, I'm a friend of Lucy's, and I need to know if she's okay, the goth kids asked. Ivy then looked at the goth kid. And who are you? Ivy asked. My name is Haku. Me and Lucy are part of the Young Morticians Club together, Haku said. Harley then got mad and walked up to Haku. So you're on the club that the kid told to summon a freaking demon that almost killed her? Harley yelled. Haku was confused about what she said. What demon are you talking about? I haven't been to the Young Morticians Club meeting in a while for some reason, Haku answered. Ivy and Harley were shocked. So you don't know what happened to your friend? Ivy asked. No, what happened? Haku asked. And Harley tells Haku what Lucy said, and Haku was not happy. So they told Lucy to summon a demon, but I may be a goth, but I'm not that dark. Then Detective Danny walked up to Haku and kneeled down. So since you're a part of the Young Morticians Club, we need to know where they're at. Haku then looks at the detectives. I know where they're headed for our next meeting. I will help you. At the Royalwood Cemetery, we see Young Morticians Club members Boris, Dante, Morpheus, Perispone, and even leader Bertrand having a meeting. And so the next Morticians Club meeting will take place at the abandoned house in 2 blocks away, Bertrand stated. Bertrand, the Young Morticians Club members heard, and they saw Haku storming up, pissed off. What have you done? Haku yelled. Bertrand wasn't fazed. You are late, Haku. But I don't give a damn about that. Haku then grabbed Bertrand by his shirt. Why did you make Lucy try to summon a demon that almost killed her? Haku demanded. Bertrand then laughed. We did it so that way we could summon the greatest demon ever, Alastor the Radio Demon, and do his bidding for all eternity, and bring this world back to the Dark Ages, Bertrand answers. Haku then looked at him in shock. And you let go of him, you insane. Lucy almost died because of it. Thank God someone stopped her before it was too late, and you should all be in jail. The point of her to die, the radio demon demands a sacrifice for him, so he could be summoned. Bertrand then looked at Haku and smirked evilly. And since she failed, we need a new sacrifice. Dante, Morpheus, grabbed her, Bertrand ordered. Dante and Morpheus tried to go after Haku until they heard sirens and see the detectives pointing tasers at them. Hands in the air now! Step away from the girl, Detective Maris said. The Young Morticians Club members tried to run, but they got tasered by Boris and got tasered them, and he screamed like a little girl, but Bertrand tried to run until Haku tackled him, and the detectives handcuffed them all. Bertrand tried to fight the back. Then he looked at Haku. This isn't over yet. We will be back and summon Alistor the radio demon. And you and Lucy will be our sacrifices. You hear me, Haku? Bertrand stated. Then the young Morticians Club members got taken away, and Haku sighed in relief, in hopes that they won't come back.